post it up at the same time and do that one. I'll do that. You sound awesome. Honestly, this dog is. How's the well, wait, there's some people going to jump in the chat as they get here, Skiddy, and you see the little live thing. You just start talking up. I'm just going to float up as it comes in, and I'll repost now.
Beautiful. Well, while G does all of that, welcome to everyone that's watching us. We are the Inside Fantasy Sports podcast. Heat check, as always. Matty G, Filthy, Skiddy IFS. I am now. And
have you come around? Have you come around to that yet? Like, as you changed it from Filthy IFS to Skiddy IFS. So have you come around now? Are you?
Yeah. I've come around. It's just that I keep forgetting that that I've changed it. So I'm just sometimes I just go into the old mindset where I just go straight out and say that, but no, Skiddy IFS on X on whatever. So always there to lend a hand and help however I can. So no dramas there, mate. We got a big day today. Big day coming. Shitload of back-to-backs.
It's sizable. It's lengthy and girthy.
Mm-hmm. It's a nice reiteration back into NBA after the All-Star weekend. Like, we had I think it was 26 teams play yesterday. So that was very nice. And then we've got, I think, is it 20 or
20 today?
18 today? Yep. 20 today. Cool. So a nice helping of NBA action for today, which is beautiful. And we got some good games. Which games are you most looking forward to today?
Basketball, just life and basketball. Skiddy.
Yep.
Yeah. No, look, I'm looking forward to seeing the Lakers if LeBron does play, because he's been upgraded to probable. They just had it going before the break, and then obviously coming back into the Golden State Warriors, who they are on par with the 9 and 10 seed. So I'm kind of intrigued by that whole Western narrative. Two old kind of rivals in a way with LeBron and Steph, just to see who creeps up and gets in there. So if he comes back today, they just get, with every loss or every win, they get closer and closer together. And I just love that. So I would like to see them at full strength, especially not after making any moves at the trade deadline, just to see how they play out, because they were starting to play better. So I want to see if that's a real eye test for me.
Yep. That's fair.
What about you? What's your game of the day? I know you say fuck the Lakers every time.
Yeah, but couldn't give a fuck about the rivalry or anything. I want to watch a good basketball game, and I think the best basketball game that we're going to get today is the Bucks versus the Timberwolves. We've got high up there in the East for the Bucks, and then Minnesota's sitting at the top of the West. It's going to be a big challenge of how they are going to combat, because this is a game where Minnesota obviously beat you with, Go Bear Town's kind of size that's going around. Well, they have Brook Lopez and Giannis Antetokounmpo, so it is going to be a one of those ones where you can really shine. I think it's a big. I think it's going to be a big game for Ant, and it's going to be a big stage for him to step up as well. So I think that's the game I'm most excited for today.
Yeah, I agree. I think what my dog is most excited for is Matty Carmody. Yeah, mate, Bucks and Timberwolves. I think it's really hard for me to get excited about the Milwaukee Bucks. I want good things. I want good things for them. I do. The most excited for, can I just say, look, I'll take it off. Here we go. Most excited in my life right now is Dasher.
Hey, Dash.
Dash is there. She is sitting loyally by. The doggo is sitting loyally by, just wanting my breakfast, because this is a coffee and snacks podcast to start the morning every time. But look, for me, it's really hard to get excited about the Bucks because, let's be honest, they haven't been great since Doc's come in. So it's really hard for me to make them much watch basketball. So God love you, Carmody. I love you, Matty. But mate, for me, I'm just not excited about Bucks basketball yet, but I hope to be. Retribution. We haven't caught up since the All-Star for a pod. Tell me, do you think that was the beginning of the Dame Lillard retribution tour, where he starts to get some of his, it's still Dame time. It's still Dame time.
I mean, look, he played really, really well in the All-Star game, but the Bucks, their problem is defense. Their defense has been absolute shithouse since they got rid of Drew Holiday. So, and they don't have a point of attack defender with, Dame and Beasley there. That's just not it. They've got the rim protection, obviously, in Giannis and Lopez, but that's where it comes down to, and you're like, Jesus Christ, like, you're just watching these guards just absolutely tear them apart. That's why I think Ant could have a big game.
I think Ant could literally rip them in half today.
Yep. So that's why I think it's going to be interesting, because I want to see how they match up against, a bona fide, really good team in the West in the Timberwolves. So that's why I think this is the game to watch today. They're obviously going to be funneling a lot towards Gobert, but Bucks do have a lot of shooting. And that's why I think it's going to be a really, really good game to watch. But that's for later on in a bit. But we've also got pickups to talk about. We've got fantasy-wise to talk about. We've got heaps of other games to talk about. So
we've got to do it. Let's do it. Let's hit the intro. Let's talk basketball. Let's talk basketball.
Welcome to the ultimate super coach and fantasy sports show. You are now listening to the Insight Fantasy Sports Podcast.
Now officially the only NBA fantasy basketball podcast to also bring you a dog begging for treaties. Dasha, do you want a treaty? You got to come and get the treaty. You just want like a little shark.
Just a good
there
Dasha.
You go.
There she is.
Good Dasha. There she is. No, look, we've welcome to the Heat Check. As we do say, it is a Saturday morning here in Australia before the NBA action tips off. Good afternoon to all of our friends over in America, no matter what time zone you're in, Pacific or over West. And GMT, we get a bunch of blokes from overseas. It's your night time over there, GMT 9 p.m.ish. So welcome to the Heat Check, where we break down and give you a big parlay, and we're allowed to talk about gambling a little bit more according to the new updated YouTube terms and conditions. So best believe that we'll be putting together a massive multi/parlay for your weekend action. Skiddy, haven't spoken since the All-Star game. Oh, Joseph Kimmy's back. Oh, Here we go. We'll get to the questions as they come in, as we can, as always. Y'all think Zion is going to sit the back-to-backs in the weeks 20 and 21? If he sits both back-to-back sets, then he'll only have 2 games in week 20 and 3 games in 21. Mm-hmm. If that's the case, then should we sell him? Yes. Mm-hmm. If you can get a great piece of equal or greater value that will play a consistent amount of games and does a similar stat set or a similar profile, absolutely. I don't see Skiddy. I mean, I'm not going to say you must trade Zion like you have to.
Yeah,
but I mean, it definitely factors into it, and it's definitely on the cards for the Pelicans. So it might just be strategically a good move.
I mean, I can see why you'd be a bit cautious about it, but if you can't, you wouldn't be trading him for someone like top 50 or something like that. No. You're trading him for someone a lot higher than that, and you're trading for someone that's going to benefit your team. The way I see it is, if the Pelicans are, if that gap between them and the Mavericks tighten a little bit more, it's going to be a lot based down on standings and where they see that they can get higher up in the standings or not. That's when they're going to actually, if they are going to sit Zion on the back-to-back. We've seen Zion play back-to-backs. So he definitely can. I can understand that they may be a little bit more cautious going into the playoffs around that time.
Yep.
So yes, but I think it does depend solely if they can catch Denver. They're currently 3 games behind Denver, and they're 3 games ahead of Dallas, sitting in the 5th seed. So I think it does just matter on where they're going to be sitting standings-wise is when we're going to do that. So, but yeah, if you are,
a management decision. Worried, it's a purely you're 100%. It's a management decision.
Yep, and if you're going to do it, as we said, you do not do it for someone that is a lesser than Zion type player. Like, this is a man that can give you unbelievable free throw field goal percentage, good on good volume with good points, some rebounds, some assists, some steals, blocks. He can do everything. So you're not selling him for some shit heap.
No, pennies on the dollar. It's not. It's exactly. No way. And you're hoping that you're trading to the guy who just sees his games and doesn't have those concerns. So obviously you're going to have a look around, and you don't send out 1 trade. You send out 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 trades, especially if your trade deadline and window is still open for that one. And
correct.
And Joseph, to be fair, they're not getting to the 4th seed. Possibly, with that being Denver. And I don't see them chasing into the Clippers and OKC territory. But my fucking God, that Western Conference is a shit show all the way down from 5 through. I'll give the Lakers the benefit of the doubt, as 30 is my cutoff game. So you've got the Pels at 34 wins, Dallas on a 7-game winning streak in 6 with 33. Phoenix tied. They're on a loss streak on percentage. They're just tied on differential. And then it's 1 game behind is Sacramento, and then only 4 games behind them are the Lakers. So this is where it can get really interesting. Hey, look who it is. Jumping on in, Kingy, the man, the myth, the legend. Make sure you go and check out at Adam King 91 and FBI Basketball, and check out Skiddy and I from the the pod from the
Superstar.
other night. That was an absolute superstar fun podcast, that one. So,
Yes.
yeah, Joseph, I think if you can get a piece back, I think Skiddy, you're bang on the money, mate. Top 30 would be very nice. And you could get him for a guy like Zion.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's definitely something to look at. But yeah, I wouldn't be just going out there going like super worried about the back-to-back straight up because he has played them. So it's not panic button kind of trade. It's, what you can get for it.
Yeah, don't act desperate, Joseph. Don't act desperate.
Exactly right.
It's not your first. It's not your first time seeing boobs.
Oh,
don't go
right,
making.
fair enough. Well, in saying that, let's get into the first game, shall we, Matty G-Wiz?
I should play the thing. I should play the thing about the preview. I should definitely play the preview thing. But it's so far down there. I've got to go there. So let's do this.
He's heating up.
Mate, take us through the first one. What's got your eye on there, Skidmore?
Yeah. Oh, so I'm so we got what? The Philadelphia 76ers versus the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I'm getting this. I'm getting it in live, by the way. I'm getting this parlay, this multi in straight away because I feel vindicated being the only person to win money on All-Star Weekend between us on the punts. Shout out to Team Jalen.
Yeah. Nice,
so let's get it up.
I was a silly bugger. What I ended up doing. I think I took. Oh no, that's right. I took Team All Stars in the skills challenge. I got the other ones right, but I took the All Stars instead of the Pacers. Now I look back and I go, of course, the hometown team has won the last three. Cavs, Jazz, and now Pacers have won the last three, and I went bloody All Stars for some stupid reason.
What was mine? It was Jalen. I did the triple play. I got Jalen, Dame Lillard, and Matt McClung for the dunk contest on the triple. So that was a good one. Go first game, brother.
So Cavs, Sixers in Philly. Obviously, both teams on a back-to-back today. Cavs going down to the Magic. Philly, I can't remember who they lost to, but either way, we keep moving. Donovan Mitchell is again questionable with his illness. If he is out, I think we can probably feel a little bit comfortable going with Isaac Okoro there. He played pretty well yesterday. Here's an interesting stat for you, G Wizzle.
Oh, I like this.
Isaac Okoro I think it's the last month or 2 months of the NBA season is currently shooting at 50% from
50% from three.
Isn't that outrageous?
I actually saw that the other day. I actually saw that, and I've got to give you credit where credit's due. You've said this season. I remember we did the Cavs preview, and you were talking about Isaac Okoro and him unlocking that 3-point shot. I think his defense obviously is always profiled incredibly well. Like he's always been there as a rangy, sneaky, athletic wing defender.
Oh, very, very athletic.
Very athletic, but his shooting's been down, and I think this is again playoff bias. He was woeful in the playoffs last year. Let's be honest. And so we have this recency bias when if you don't watch all the Cavs games, you might only watch Isaac Okoro in the playoffs and be like, that dude, he shoots like trash. But the guy's put together a run now, and his most sustained run. So I think we're looking for defensive stats in fantasy, and you want some threes, you can start to look to Isaac Okoro with a lot more confidence than you ever could before. Yeah,
and that goes hand in hand with the Cavs actually being more confident in Isaac to be able to shoot those shots, because last year they would be like, he'd shoot 3 or 4 shots a game just purely because they were like, he's just not that great. Now they're looking at him in that corner and they're going, okay, if we do need a bailout, we're going to Okoro. So, and his defense is always there. He is getting more rebounds as well. And he can get a few assists, like not many, but, still a couple. It's not like, he's Michael Porter Jr. So, talking
of assists, can I just say right now, if we do find out, because Donovan Mitchell was, he was at shoot around yesterday. There was rumors that he was going to be probable or questionable. He attended shoot around. He was apparently good to go. And then they pulled him really last minute, just before people in their I think it was 11 a.m. was the lock time here yesterday for games. I think the noti came out at 10:50, like just 10 minutes before lock schedule. So if we find out that early, you can definitely smash Garland for 8+ assists today on any multi-bet you're putting in today, or even on a single, if he's without them. So I think that's the first one you want to look to.
Yep, I like it. So, and then for Philly, I think this is where we can actually get a little bit of value coming in today. Your man, DeAnthony Melton, and if anyone watched the FBI basketball podcast on Thursday night, Matty
My
G
God.
absolutely ripped into D'Anthony Melton. And then I said there
you
was
called it. You said there's a chance.
Back-to-back, and he may play on the second day. And here we are with D'Anthony Melton playing. So, Matty G,
No. Number one. Fuck you. Fuck you. Because I think he's probably probable. Probable. He's probable. That doesn't mean he's going to play. He's going to come off the bench. No, he's probable.
Mm-hmm.
Donovan Mitchell was probable yesterday with a fucking cold. With a cold. The guy had a runny nose and didn't get on a basketball court. This guy has the lumbar spine stress. Like, the guy's like, oh, you know what? I woke up this morning. I'm 44 years old. Yeah. Legitimately, I wake up with back lumbar stress every day. Yeah. So I am refusing to see it until I'm not going to believe it until I see it. And all I want is my guy back. But Kingy's made a really good point. Shout out to boy Adam King down there in the chat. Allen and Mobley against a team running Paul Reed at center has to be something there. Yes, Kingy, rebounds. Just good rebounds for Allen and Mobley. So you know what? On that one, let's put down a cheeky little bit of a rebounds market on this one. I'm going to probably say that you're going to get a bump in rebounds today for Tobias Harris. I just think he's going to always get a bit of a bump. I'm putting him in for 4+ rebounds today to give Paul Reed some help on the glass.
Okay, yep. So I think it was last week or a week and a half ago, Cavs did play Philly. Philly won 123 to 121. And Allen had 10 rebounds. Mobley had 10 rebounds. And Paul Reed had 13 and 8, and he actually looked all right against Allen.
He did.
So that, but also too that shooting from Philly that game was just off their chops. Hield was immaculate. That was his first game as a Sixer. Kelly Oubre was hitting everything. Same as Tyrese Maxey. So I don't like the head-to-head in this one, but very interesting. And there's Jake Popes. Shout out to Jake Popes. Melton Suns legend. He just every single old Suns player loves him. So
he's got no idea how much the bloke loves him. No, we don't. And look, I'm a big Melton fan as well. I've got Melton. I drafted him. I picked him up. Skiddy, you and I have a sorted history of Melton. I've held him in IR in one league. It's a 20-man league. So having him as an asset in a team that runs like 200 deep is huge. But I've also had him in a 20-man league where there's no IR spot, and I'm hoping and wishing and praying and dreaming. I think Donovan Mitchell has been, if he comes back today, I think we're going to see a wonderful and rejuvenated Donovan Mitchell. I'm going to look for points for Don Mitchell, and if I can get a nice little market on that for him, what are we looking at for points? 25 plus 20?
Yeah,
25 plus?
25. Yeah, he had 34 last time against them. So, I think there's a chance that Spider can go well. So I'm happy with that. If you want to go Mobley and Allen rebounds, and then any like threes for Philly is someone to hit a few threes there for Philly. That's probably what I would go with.
Well, they actually have got caught on to you, and Kingy must have known something. He must have been looking at his punt slip as well, because they haven't currently on Sportsbet got either Allen or Mobley listed 4 rebounds today after seeing them absolutely pick out the big horse a couple of games ago against them. They've decided to be like, no, we're not going to flirt with doing that today. They're too big. As they say in the Foo Fighters, done on to the next one.
Now, I was just going to say as well, Batum is game time decision. So if Harris is in, we could probably see if Batum is out, Tobias to the 4, I would say. Yep. And then we'd get more minutes for probably Kelly Oubre. And then he could probably be a nice pickup there. But other than that, I mean,
Martin will get a bump. And Martin will get a bump as well.
I don't feel comfortable with Martin.
Yeah, he gets a bump, but again, this is a stacked day. So you're really probably not looking to stream in anything, but it's more of a punt friendly and just seeing what's going on after the All-Star break with injuries and updates across the league. And that's what we're here for, guys who are on the rise. And the number one for here with the Cavs is Isaac Okoro, really doing well right now on the rise. So he is definitely one of our risers. If Spider's out, but even in general, he's just playing better. So we can look to him with more confidence as a defensive, as streaming in some. When the guys like Dyson Daniels are out now for a while, and you want those cheeky steals kind of guys and who can put a couple of points up with decent percentages, you need to just expand your horizons a little bit. And I think he's off our radars a lot entirely. Once bitten, twice shy on Okoro. So maybe we can look if we need towards him. Let's not discount him when we scroll over him and now, like, when you scroll over guys, like, no, we do it in fantasy every time we're on the waiver wire. You know what I mean? We look through. If you're in chat right now and you do that, Kiki is 45 and doesn't have a lumbar anymore. He knows what we're talking about. He knows what we're talking about. But we do it. Like, we log on right here. Let's play the game, Skiddy. I'll go onto a random waiver wire right now, and I'll say names that are just on there, like the guys who are active for the day. An instant gut reaction on what people think that they're available. But this is the thing that we do. I'm just going to go. We'll go via transaction trends. Amen Thompson.
Yes.
Kyle Lowry.
No.
Gary Trent Jr.
No.
Eric Gordon.
Sometimes.
See what I mean? Like, we go like this is the thing, the exercise. DeAndre Hunter.
Jeez, normally I'd say no, but fuck me. If you're putting up 28 points in 20 minutes, then shit, that's something to look at. But that
100%,
which we're about to talk about.
We are. Then that's the segue. Hey,
yeah, lovely work. Lovely
there
work.
we go, because the next game is the Raptors and the Hawks.
Yes, sir. So in Atlanta, Toronto coming off the back-to-back. Atlanta are 7.5-point favorites today. RJ Barrett, game time decision today. So when we see that, like Brucey Brown, maybe a bit more, or Matty G, are you getting your cock out for Grady Dick?
Love Grady Dick. I was it Noah Rubin the other day? Someone asked nicknames for Grady Dick, and I'm going to call him Wagyu because that's some graded dick right there.
Of all the names you could have come up with,
I called it Wagyu.
The Big Pecker.
Nope. No, didn't do it. No. Have you seen the boy?
You decided to go to Wagyu.
Yeah, because he's graded dick. I don't know how much beef you're eating, but the only kind of beef that I'm eating, if it's graded, it's Wagyu. Look, I like Grady. I like the bump that he's had there, to be fair. I think, again, a name that earlier in the season we were all like, oh, we want to see Suggs Dick together on the Magic, and it was fun. But he is starting to establish himself. It would be hilarious, but he's starting to establish himself with over 20 minutes a game now in the Raptors rotation. So, yeah, we're looking towards Grady Dick, I think, and we can definitely look to add him in towards the run down the stretch as well. I don't think he's a discount guy anymore. Again, he's getting a rise in minutes right now. Pirtle's been playing well in his 26 minutes again. I'm loving what Jakob Pirtle's doing. Gary Trent, though, you think he's a guy on the rise?
This is what I was going to ask you. Who, if you saw two players sitting on the waiver wire, one's Grady Dick, one's Gary Trent Jr., who are you taking?
I think they do a different profile set, but I think I'm taking Gary Trent Jr. only because he's locked in as a starter currently. And if I'm looking to get stats, I'm looking to get Gary Trent Jr. We're not too far removed from him being almost an NBA steals leader. He's a pretty decent shooter. He just loves to shoot way too much. But I think he's toned it down a little bit recently, which I thought was more curious than anything else, just to see him take on more of a role in the team. It's like he's actually playing basketball instead of just playing for himself, which I love that. But look, the big thing here for me is that we've had the news that Onyeka Okongwu, the omelet, he is not out. Zach Snyder's words were foreseeable future. We can see he's back on the waiver wire. Clint Capella is back.
Yeah.
He's playing with his adductor strain. God forbid that he goes down with this adductor strain or aggravates that injury. Who are they going to run out there in the middle?
It was that
Bruno Fernando.
Yeah, it was Fernando. Yeah, that's right. I was going to say it, but I couldn't remember if he actually still played for the Hawks or not. But yeah,
Fernando.
Yeah. Fernando did last time, but no thanks. Yep. That's yucky. But
what do we like here for a punt?
Last time they played was 126 to 125 Atlanta. I think I'd like Atlanta here, just because Toronto are on the back-to-back traveling as well. Atlanta didn't play yesterday, but then again, they could also have a bit of rust coming off of the break. So I still think I'm confident. I think I'm more confident in Atlanta winning, but if I was going to punt-wise, I think I like Trae Young a double-double if that's paying around $2, or him just to at least get 10 assists, 12 assists, something like that. So, yeah, I like that. But pickups for Atlanta, mate, there's no, like, that is so tough because, like, Bay and Hunter, you just don't know. obviously Johnson and Trey and Murray are already picked up. The Pallet's probably already picked up, but yeah, then that other slot, it's a bit rough. So I think we're looking Toronto today if Barrett is out. But other than that, yeah, we've still got some other teams that have more good pickups to go. But
we got 10.
Whatever you want to go with.
We got. I'm going to support you on the Trey Young 10 assists. I just banked that in there at $1.35.
Lovely.
With the Hawks for the win.
Okay, I like that. Yep, no worries.
You like that? You want that? Hawks for the win. Done.
That sounds good. We go to Miami at New Orleans Pelicans. Miami are fresh. They did not play yesterday. Pelicans did. This is where we can get a little bit of value for our fantasy teams if we choose to take it. So Terry Rozier obviously still out for Miami. Josh Richardson also out. But Tyler Hero is now a game time decision. And if he doesn't play, what other point guard do they have, Matty G. Wizzle? Are they going to have to throw out Jamal Cain and play Triple J at the point? So that would obviously give a bit more. Otherwise, we see a very point ban kind of game.
I'm thinking Delon Wright. I'm really keen.
Is he able to
he's
play?
there. I think he's able to play. Is he not able to play in this game?
No, I just wasn't sure about that.
I think. He's on the team. He's on the team. I think he's on the team. I know his contract was bought out. I don't know if it's away, but if he suits up tonight, I think he's a heat culture guy. Delon Wright becomes a really great defense. Really fits in what they're doing there. Duncan Robinson, he's off the injury report. He's going to be starting. Yeah. He's a pickup as well. He's been playing much better of late. So I can guess we can see a full experience here. The homie Harkes, fresh off the dunk contest, is back in lineup. So he's on waiver wire. So we can actually start to get a little bit spicy with the Miami rotations now. And Jimmy Butler, I think, is the big one. He is off the injury report and returning to the lineup after the loss in his family, which was unfortunate. So sending thoughts his way. Not that he'll hear them, but, always a tough time. So. No, do you like anyone over? Do you like everyone in the Pels?
Oh yeah, Ingram game time decision with his illness still, and Zion is also a game time. If they miss Trey Murphy, thank you very much. I'll be snagging on that. Also, too, we got to just give a quick one. Herb Jones yesterday, he was good.
Why
7 steals? He took the piss out of the Rockets. That was outrageous. So. Yeah, I think, Trey Murphy definitely the pickup if both of them miss. I mean, we could look Larry Nance, but I'm not as confident in it. Najee Marshall, he's one that could be a pickup if Zion and Ingram both miss.
100%.
Obviously, Dyson Daniels is out. So,
he's out for
Jose Alvarado, he'll be getting the backup point guard minutes. So there's a bit to be looking at here in this Pelicans team. Pelicans are 3-point favorites. It's in New Orleans, and
if those two blokes go out, that market's going to switch entirely.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It does.
So seem like they'll. Yeah. Are we going to throw? You know what? I think it's really always. Skiddy, you're an intriguing man. Because they've actually narrowed the odds gap based on that odds. It's 166 to the Pels, 223 for the Heat. Just watch that turn itself around later on. That's all I'm saying. Let's avoid that one.
Okay, I like that.
Too many questions. Do you want to avoid that one? I think we avoid that one.
I'm happy to do an avoid of that one, unless we do me cheeky. One of my favorite bets to do is try line 5, which is right down the bottom, and you take either team -8. So basically what it means is
try bet 5.
Yep. So basically what it means is any team can win, but they have to win by under 8 points either side. So you're basically just betting on it to be a close game.
181.
Yeah, love it.
Done.
I love those
Done.
bets. Yeah, they're great.
There you go.
Houston. Phoenix in Houston. We got Beal is not looking like playing with a game time, but questionable. Same as Nurkic. Damian Lee is still out. And Tari Eason still out for Houston. Good we got to see Fred VanVleet play yesterday for the Rockets, even though he was shocking. And then Phoenix going down to the Mavericks. But it was a great game by bloody Durant and Booker. They were sensational. just that Mavs team. I'll tell you what, mate. After those trades for PJ and Gafford, that was some real good work. That was very nice. Yep,
they're sneaky. They're going to cause some if they do fall into the play-in tournament. But again, as we said earlier, they have been on a run. They've won their last 7 to put them at 33 wins. So them and Phoenix are just on the cusp here. Like Sacramento is chomping at their heels. The Lakers are 3 games behind them. We never know when it's going to come good or come bad. Like it's basketball. It's now the push. But mate, if they do fall into the play-in tournament, they're going to be an absolute tough out for any team that comes up against them. And I think we've got some really good, and the best for them is yet to come. I think when the Exum comes back in the lineup, we get some more movement from them as well. So yeah, you're right, man. They're getting rid of Grant Williams apparently can make any team better. Go figure.
So what happened to the Celtics as well? But even though the Hornets have been winning with Grant Williams, so there you go.
No one can tell.
Drew Eubanks, absolute pickup today. If you need a center for rebounds, a couple of points, maybe some blocks, field goal percentage. Drew, absolutely with Nurkic most likely out. I feel like it's pretty comfortable going to be Phoenix to beat the Rockets today. I don't think that Jabari and Brooks' defense is enough to stop Booker and Durant. So I would, I don't know which one that I want to take.
We did this last time and it actually worked out. We could go.
If Jake Pope's still in the chat, I would love to know, seeing as he watches every single Suns game and he's a mad Phoenix supporter. I'd love to know if we should lean Book or KD today, but we'll put that in with with Phoenix winning because I think they have beat the Rockets.
We got 2 points of chat while we wait for Jake on that one. Matt Carmody's got a question in chat. Who do you like more for the fantasy playoffs? Man, Keontae, Amen, or Scotty Puff? Scooty Puff Jr. Scooty Puff. Mate, Scooty Puff. I love that. Look, I'm really trying to find out what's going on in Charlotte with LaMelo Ball coming back. I think Man has been playing really, really well. I love Keontae George. You know I've been a massive Keontae George fan since we did that draft show, Skiddy. I'm always just going to almost just pick my guy as a bias. I like Keontae just because I don't know where Utah is going and what they're doing. And I just need to see what they do with LaMelo. If he sits, I'm probably leaning more towards him. Yeah, I know. Love it. Love it. We love that one.
Matty, I got the Futurama reference. That's why I laughed. Yeah, I liked it. So to answer your question, Matty, I'm with G. I want to see how Man's role is with LaMelo if LaMelo does come back. So I would put that back. Amen, I know he had a great game yesterday with Freddie back, but he shot ridiculous from the field and, that game was pretty well done. So he got some extra run in it. So I think Amen is the best fantasy player out of those 4. But I don't know if the minutes come just because the Rockets are still trying as much as they can. I know they've been benching Green a little bit more for him, but I mean, Amen and George are the 2 that get me interested. George obviously has the starting point guard role in Utah. I think I lean Keontae just because I think he gets the more minutes over Amen. But if Amen does come into more minutes, then I'd be leaning Amen.
Yeah, 100%. And just like that one, any trade advice as well, don't forget, if you're not part of it yet, jump on into our Discord. We have Insight Unlimited. You can check that right down in the below. Click on that one. It's $25 for a whole entire year to get projections, trade advice, one-on-one. You can message any time of the day, and we get back to you in 24 hours with your NBA trade advice. And also coming into AFL season, we've got AFL, NRL. We've got the Super Coach World Cup going on over there. And it's $25 for all of the sports for the entire year. So make sure you click on the link below and get yourself a membership in that one. As we're saying, we are in Phoenix and Houston. I have just hit as well on that one, 20 points plus for Kevin Durant, because I like when Kevin Durant goes up against other guys who are considered like Kevin Durant's, like a Jabari Smith Jr. Kevin always likes to put on a bit of a show. That's just who he is.
Okay, fair enough. That's you definitely can go with that. Yep. What do we move it on? We got the where are we at? The OKC Thunder and the Wizards in OKC. Lovely. Isaiah Livers is the only one out for Washington. OKC win this, and the Wizards are shit. How about them benching Jordan Poole?
Benching Jordan Poole.
Unreal. They actually did it.
I was so happy.
Hey,
Oh, here we go.
he played all right off the bench too. So not, no shade against it. You got to try something, but yeah, I think this is Bagley obviously played a shocker yesterday, but that's what happens when you come up against Jokic. He absolutely tore him in half. But yeah, I think Thunder are going to win here. Shea's probably just going to Shea because there's not a lot of rim defense there for Washington. So Shea's probably going to take the piss. I don't mind J-Dub for assists. He's been sneaking up there. He's been getting like 6, 8. I think he had 10 as well before the All-Star break.
He did.
Yeah, that's where I'm kind of leaning.
4 assists for J-Dub at 130.
Like it.
I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
So
it's so funny that he's that now, and Josh Giddey is now worse than him on the odds for assists.
Yeah, well, because Giddy's only playing 20 minutes a night now.
I know. It's
the OKC Thunder, they got fucking weapons. Also, too, if you've held Gordon Hayward this whole time, that just sucks. That's all I have to say about that. 4 rebounds yesterday in 13 minutes, but the minutes will probably come up a little bit more as well.
Good to see him back. Good to see him playing basketball.
He's obviously still coming off the injury, so they're probably just being a little bit cautious with him and just getting his body into it. We've got
their closing 5. He's part of their closing 5, right? When I see their lineup in their closing 5, he would be the spacer in the corner instead of Giddey out there.
I would say so, yes. I think it's also matchup dependent because Giddey has been all right in the clutch this year, actually. If you look at his numbers, it's actually not too bad. Yeah, so I think it'd be Giddey. Maybe Dort gets sub, but if they need a bit more offense. Maybe.
If they bring offense in, I think need a little bit more offense and someone who's still decent on board. Yeah, be one of those two. I think the toss up. You had Shaq's question. Go for it, Skid.
Yeah. I have both Gafford and Kessler in a league. Am I cooked? No, I think you're all right.
I mean, if they're your only 2 players, if they're your only 2 players you've got on your squad, you're fucking cooked because there's 8 more spots you need to fill Shaq. But no, I think they're great. You're a massive of any analyst I know. You're probably one of the biggest Gafford truthers out there. I'm a Kessler fan. So I don't think you're cooked in any way. I mean, you might be punting your free throw percentage 100%. Yeah. But what else can you lean into there? You need minutes. Yeah. Kessler's been top 3 in blocks the last stretch. He's really come on since they've made that trade away on a Linux gone. So he's been putting up that much numbers. Yeah, man. I don't think you're cooked at all, Shaq. It depends on how else you built your squad, though, mate. Like if you've got guys who are just getting you minimal peripherals and not a lot of points, these guys. I mean, Kessler doesn't get points. Gafford's getting more. The man's like the best per 36 fucking player in NBA history since he's been traded. Like he's been insane. But Skiddy, you need other stuff. Just like you can build on those 2 as building blocks in the center spot, but then outside that, no,
I don't think it's that bad. I mean, they're still working into it. Kessler, it looks a lot better now that Olenek's gone, and he's still, smacking it in the blocks. They only played 17 minutes, but Chuck, that's the thing, mate. Kessler has been playing lower minutes, and Gafford never played massive minutes in Washington. I don't think it's a massive worry. Also, too, Gafford, when playing against that Suns lineup without Nurkic, it's unplayable. You can't play a big center that can't switch defense against the Phoenix Suns when KD's at the 5 because there's just too much shooting, there's too much speed and ball movement. You just can't do it. And they had PJ Washington who can do that and can somewhat protect the rim. So I reckon it was just a matchup against the Suns lineup there, Shaq. And we've seen him play. He played 32 in his first game for Dallas, where he had I think it was 14 and 17 or something like that. It was
stupid, massive.
Yeah, something along those lines. So I wouldn't worry. I get a big center against the Phoenix. It's like remember when the Warriors were really, really good and they had that death lineup where it was Curry, Clay, Iguodala, KD, and Dre. And you could not play a big center against them just because there was too many outside threats. It's the same thing with Phoenix when they have KD at the 5 and they sub Gordon in for Nurkic. So I wouldn't be too worried about it, Jack.
Yeah, not at all. Next one, Clippers versus the Grizzlies. Clippers.
Yes. Yes, Clippers.
Clippers, they're playing their whole entire lineup. They're not even taking the piss and being like, no, we don't need Paul to play today. No, Kawhi, just come and come in street clothes. They're rolling out their whole entire bench off the injury report for Memphis. Oh, yeah.
First of all, put some respect on Memphis. They've won their last 2, all right? They've beaten the Bucks and they've beaten the Rockets, all right? So, they're not as much of a walkover as some people think.
I'm just saying against a team that is also rolling along the Western Conference very, very merrily, gently down the stream, are the Los Angeles Clippers. Like, they look very good. They're playing Harden, Mann, Leonard, George, and Zubac. Jaren Jackson Jr. is probable. Off the injury report is Kennard and Conchar starting today for them. Vince Williams and Santi Aldama. Look, I don't mind the lineup. I just think there's not much. Gigi Jackson's going to get some bench, and Derrick Rose off the injury report as well. So we could see a little bit of a Rose rise today. But look, we just don't know what's going on with them from game to game. I think after the break, the Clips are going to be well rested, coming back in, and they're going to get the W today. So I'm going to back that one at 123. Okay. And I just don't know if it's going to be a blowout or anything else. I just think they'll get the W. I don't know if it's going to be close. Yep. I don't know what's going to be in between. And I never know what's going to happen with minutes. I think Vince Williams for plus 15 is probably the only thing I'd be thinking of, because that's paying $2.10. And if Jaren Jackson doesn't play, that's the only thing that tempts me.
I don't like Vince coming up against Kawhi and Paul George.
Exactly.
That makes me iffy. Paul George had 37 against the Grizzlies last time they played. Kawhi had 22. I don't mind Kawhi for maybe 20 odd, but then again, if they just belt them, but
that's it. The belting.
I could see Kawhi for 20 though. Okay. I don't mind that. If that's
done.
There, so
it's there. It's there. It's there at $1.36.
Santi Aldama, I mean, you can pick him up. He's actually been going all right in assists, to be fair to him. He's been getting about 5 when he's been in the starting lineup, which is all right. The shooting needs to come up a little bit, but, he's been getting about 7.75 with maybe a steal or a block. It's not too bad. He's been hurting the field goal percentage, but I don't mind the pickup there. Jordan Goodwin starting for Memphis apparently today, and he does have quite an okay fantasy-friendly skill set where he can get assists, steals, a couple of boards. I thought he was going to go all right in Phoenix, but then they ended up getting every other player signing for them under the sun. So, but I don't mind Goodwin because Pippen is out today as well. Also, too, we're meant to be getting Brandon Clark back soon after his Achilles last year. And they said that he's meant to be coming back around All-Star break. So I know he's going to be on a shitload of minutes restrictions. So, but we might be seeing Brandon Clark soon.
Yeah, and I'm not going to lie, Skiddy. My headphones just went 6 ways to Sunday off. So you were just standing there making beautiful movements with your lips the whole time. And I'm just trying to fix that situation. So, no, I don't know anything of what you just said, but I'm sure it was Bible.
Thank you. Can you hear me again now?
Give me the Cliff's Notes. I can't hear shit. I can hear you now. I've changed I've changed it around, but trying to get it back. Good. I don't know what it just went off in the middle of the. Oh, there you go. Yeah, you're back in the head. Cool. You're back in the ears. I like you.
Lovely. No, I was just saying, Brandon Clark could be coming back soon, but a heavy minutes restrictions. But he does. He can give it an all right fantasy friendly line. So maybe in a couple of weeks, if you're sitting on top and you've got an IR spot, I mean, shit, why not have a quick hold of Clark, but it's going to be a while until he's actually relevant in fantasy.
Yeah, and by the way, Shaq, bit of a chat from our mate here, Trayton Little John. Drop Graf and Middleton, Amen, or Trey Mann for Asar, Grant Williams, or Bagley points league. Ooh, see, this is a tough one across the board. I'm going to say in points league, Asar has probably got them. Like, you look for minutes. If you go one by one through these, Middleton is going to come back. He's always going to be more of an asset than Grant Williams with the inconsistency. Bagley over Armin. Yeah, right now I'd have to say Bagley's probably got more of a run to do points league things, with Armin getting a little bit more restricted with Fred VanVleet being back. Yeah. Grant Williams, okay.
Been playing well.
Yeah, he's playing well. Like, I'm going to put some respect on Grant Williams' name, like you said. So, that's a toss-up between Middleton. We just need to see what happens today, I think, before we act on that one. Just see how Mids is going to go, to be fair. I just think, we've just got to take out, because Middleton is always one of these pondering guys that he's out. we just need to see where that's going. He's out for the rest of this week, early next week. So do you need to make that move straight away? So I'm a little bit like dubious, because when he comes back, is the minutes restriction going to apply? So we know he's not playing for the next couple of games. Trayton, they play it so it's like kid gloves in cotton wool with Middleton these days, isn't it?
Fucking hell. Yeah, I guess so. But I think I know I'd have to know what your points league setting is. Remember that also. I think the first thing that kind of jumps out to me is that I might lean Bagley in over a Men, maybe just because I'm not sure with Freddie there in his way that a Men's going to get enough minutes. If the Rockets keep losing, then fuck yeah, Men. He's definitely the one to be looking at there. Trey Mann's obviously got LaMelo coming back whenever he does, if he can. Grant's been playing out of his mind as of late, but
so pick three. So let's do a fantasy draft team then. So if you're looking at it from the best three, it's a tough one. I would say probably Gafford, Mann, Bagley.
Well, it depends where you're looking at, if you're looking at the rest of the season or not, because Gafford has a two-week playoff final. So then he's only got 2 games in 1 week there. Middleton's obviously still been injured. And Men's got Freddie VanVleet and Jalen Green in front of him and Dylan Brooks. Yep. Trey Mann, it all could fucking change when Ball comes back. You don't know. Yep. He may come off the bench. He may be the starting shooting guard. You don't know. Asar has got Fontecchio in front of him, so that makes it hard for him. Grant Williams has been playing out of his mind in Charlotte, but he's still coming off the bench in about 28 minutes, but he's been scoring well. Bagley's obviously the starting center for the Wizards. They suck. Bagley can put up points, obviously, when it's against a favorable matchup. Real tough one there. Depends where you are in the standings, Trayton. If you're up top, then I'd be looking more along the lines of Middleton and Gafford. If you need points now, I'd be looking Bagley, maybe even ride the Grant Williams train as long as it can. That's all about as much as I can give, because as good as the Thompson twins are, they're just not starters and getting the 32, 33 minutes that we need from them.
Yeah, I don't know. I also don't know about this. Matt Carmody, it totally just threw me. Look at what are you doing, Matty? Did you see the video of the girl saying if she could shit on her man with anyone?
Has she not seen Kelly Oubre? Come on, mate. Of all the NBA players, you're going to go for someone that's only making like bottom dollar in the NBA?
No, I haven't seen it, but if you could please send it through in the chat, that'd be fantastic, and we'll all laugh and our asses sideways at that later, Carmody. Thanks so much as always, my brother. Next game of the day,
Charlotte,
Denver and Portland. Charlotte, Golden State. Yeah, let's do Charlotte, Golden State. Jeez,
cool.
Charlotte plays basketball. I mean, it doesn't look like it.
It's in Golden State. Charlotte, LaMelo Ball game time decision. Wow, I can't believe also too that Davis Bertans is actually listed as a game time decision, because he hyperextended his knee yesterday and it didn't look good and he limped off badly. I don't think there's any way that Davis plays.
No.
Mark Williams is still dead, obviously.
Yes.
But this is going to be interesting. If Ball is back, then all eyes are on Trey Mann. And what happens here? Is it Cody Martin that starts, or is it Trey Mann? I think Miller, Bridges, and Richards are all locked.
And I'm just getting word now that apparently LaMelo's out. They've just pulled LaMelo. Out. Apparently, they've just listed him. They've just been listed LaMelo as out, but he is probable to return tomorrow.
Okay,
so they're. No, they've literally, it's just happened. And now Davis, I think they've just put in their lineups together because Davis is now doubtful.
Yes. Yep. So, and then for the Warriors, Peyton, game time, and Paul is still out. We keep rolling. Trey Mann, even Cody Martin, if need be, Grant Williams as well.
Nick Richards, if he's available in your leagues, I think he has the run at the center spot, especially with Mark being out. I picked him up in the league for some streams, for some rebounds, for the back-to-back set for Charlotte. Coming up next week. Look liking Nick Richards a lot right now as a hold. There's long-term value for him the rest of the season for the way too. So he's definitely on the rise up. Grant Williams on the rise. Micic getting some minutes and doing okay there as a look. Loving Micic. I'm just gonna smash on. I want to do something with Pod. I think we take the Warriors for the win on the back-to-back set 100%. I don't think that's in doubt. But I like a little bit of a Pod play.
Okay. Yep, if you want.
Like Pod for...
I was leaning more leaning more Steph.
Go for Steph. Let's go for the big dog.
When Steph plays Seth, Steph averages 31 points per game.
Points, Steph Curry, plus 25, 132, done. And we think it's going to go into a bit of a 3-point shooting contest, obviously. Okay. 3-point markets for 3 made threes, Steph Curry.
Okay, I like it. Yeah, I think the Warriors win it. Pickups here. Wiggins has been playing a lot better as of late. His free throws aren't completely in the toilet, which is nice. Been getting a couple of 20-point games as well, a couple of rebounds, a steal. So I think Wiggins can be picked up again if you haven't already. Pajemski obviously probably has. Obviously, so is Kuminga. So, yeah, I think that's where we kind of lean today. And that's pretty much about it. I think the Warriors probably do belt them. I think it's a pretty comfortable win for the Warriors, even though Charlotte have been playing a lot better as of late. And now we get on to a good game here. Milwaukee Bucks versus the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Your game of the day.
Still out. I believe it is, yeah. Middleton out. Giannis game time. Connaughton game time. Both probable to look like they're playing. And for the Minnesota Timberwolves, Clark is out. As we said off the top, I think this could be one of the games of the day. It's a very, very intriguing game where we got to see how Minnesota's defense is going to come up against this with the double bigs of Towns and Gobert versus Lopez and Giannis. Yes, Matty, as I was just about to say, thank you very much. Danilo Gallinari making his Bucks debut today. He is off the injury report and should be playing for the Bucks. As I said earlier, I think this is a massive Ant Edwards game. The Bucks perimeter defense is pretty shit. I believe they're 26th or something like that in the NBA, or 25th for defensive rating, which is unbelievable to think when you have Giannis and Lopez there, and they're that bad on defense there. So
it's shocking.
I think it's Ant. Yeah, I think it's Ant. I think he's going to have
plus 20
today. Yeah, definitely. I think plus 20.
Him plus 25 because his last ones are 34. 41, 23, 26, and 38.
Okay, I like that then. Yep, absolutely. So I'm very interested to see it. Yep, I like it. I'm very interested to see how this goes. For the couple of blokes that asked me, is Jay Crowder a pickup? Fuck no. No. Don't care that he starts. No, he's shit.
No. Malik Beasley, if you need some threes, maybe as a stream option here. But again, your day is crammed. Like, we're not looking to stream today. Like, yeah, we'll put it.
Matty, also too, as we've already gone through, there is some games where it is actually a bit harder to pick up, aside from the Miamis and the Pelicans, if the other guys are out. So, Beasley definitely could get a few threes today. So, if you've got spots on there, also too, Minnesota is the team with the back-to-back today and tomorrow.
Correct.
They are the only team that has it. So Jaden McDaniels could be the pickup there, or
Kyle Anderson. I like Kyle Anderson, Nikhil Alexander Walker. I actually also think that we could see a bit of Portis versus Naz Reid action today. So Naz might get a bit of a bump off the bench because they're very similar in size-wise. So I think it's a really fun matchup when you go through who's who.
It is,
the person who is absolutely exposed is Malik Beasley up against Ant Edwards. Like, that's the one thing when you look through the lineups, that really stands out like a sore thumb. So we're looking for that one. And you bang on, the Timberwolves do play today and tomorrow. And as we said, tomorrow is a 3-game Saturday. So you want to make sure you're milking that. The only other team, I believe, that factors in for the Saturday and Sunday back-to-back, if you can pull in a back-to-back area there, is the Orlando Magic, if I'm not mistaken. Is it? Okay. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that it's Magic from the preview show from last week. So we could probably look to peel in tomorrow a stream option. I'm double checking that right now. Yeah, it is. It's the Magic. I did remember.
Okay.
I did a brain thought. Thank you.
That's why you're such a good analyst, Matty G. I love that from you. Let's carry on. Denver, Portland, in Portland. And here we have Shams Sarania. Bulls say Patrick Williams will undergo season-ending surgery. So Patty Williams is done for the year.
Desumu. Ayo. Hey. Oh. Let's go.
Ayo and Caruso are right there. So there goes Patty Williams. Unfortunate for him. Denver. Caldwell Pope, game time decision. Jamal Murray out.
Please.
Hunter Tyson also out. So Reggie Jackson is a go for today. He will be the main ball handler, aside from Jokic, there for the Denver Nuggets. And then for Portland, we have Walker is a game time decision. Brogdon is out. Brown is out. Henderson is out. Ryan Repair is out. And Shaden Sharp is out.
For the season, Sharpie for the season was a big blow for a lot of owners who started to pick him up. Here's the season. Yeah, man. A blow for a lot of guys because there was some cheeky waiver wire action. I know Desmond Bain was one for you, but now they've come out and said Bain's going to probably be pushed back down that line of coming back this season and just made. But Shaden was the one with his, I'm pretty sure it's core muscle surgery that he's out with, a muscle operation. Yeah. So they've ruled him done for the season now, which was a shame. I know I picked him up and stashed him in IR. Just like you did with Bain in one of our leagues where you put Bain into IR and reactivated. I did that with Shaden Sharp in a league. I was like, sick, he's coming back. He was down to like 3 games. I was like, oh, sick, I'll be able to get Shaden. And then that was an absolute blow for him. Yeah.
But, no good, unfortunately. I hadn't seen he was out for the year, but that sucks for him. For the Trailblazers, I don't really like any pickups here unless you want to try and bank on Thibault getting you a few steals would be at best if you need steals. But I would much rather lean Reggie Jackson from Denver. He can get points and assists and some.
What would you like there? I've just gone Denver for the win at $1.25, which I thought it would be down low, like $1.09, but $1.25 is value for the Nugs.
Outrageous. Don't mind that. Let me just go back to the last time they played, Denver won 112 to 103. Jokic had 29, 8 and 7 against Aiton's 27 and 9, so not too bad there. Murray had a good game. Gordon, I don't mind Gordon for maybe either rebounds.
Okay, I like that.
I don't mind.
How many are you thinking?
If I reckon he can get 6.
That's $1.54.
Don't mind that.
Done.
I don't mind that. I'll take that. Done. That's my last bit there. I think I don't really see much else value wise or streamable wise in this. Nah, nothing else in this game. It's we took the Warriors.
We did take the Warriors for the win, and we were avoiding, apart from Ant Edwards, anything in the Timberwolves game with the Bucks, right?
Yeah.
Sick. Yeah. I guess that's our last game of the day then, Skiddy.
Well, it's not, because we also have the San Antonio Spurs coming up against Matty's favorite Los Angeles fuck-off Lakers.
They're not my favorite fucking team. They're not my favorite team.
Lakers are minus 10.5 point favorites. Morris is obviously still out for the Spurs. Lakers, LeBron should return. Davis is questionable. We don't know if that's back-to-back or just the Lakers being dickheads because they do not like us for the injury reports, and Davis is always injured. So Cam Reddish looked like he was going to play. Good morning to you, Life of Cuz. You good man, you. Reddish looked like he was going to play. Now it doesn't look like he's going to play. He's been downgraded to doubtful. Vanderbilt's still out. Vincent out. And Wood is obviously still out as well there. I don't care if he's in the starting lineup. I still don't like the pickup of Rui Hachimura. It's a no-no for me. Vassell played a good game yesterday. Wemby, obviously, a good game as well. And so played well yesterday as well.
Could you just get the man one more assist?
For the 5v5.
For the 5x5. I think Twitter was just blowing up yesterday. X was just on fire with his one assist off. His one assist off. And I'm like, just why can someone not just even a token ball at the end of the game, like just go down there and just get the man his 5v5. Like the man is a stocks machine.
Yeah,
Stocks
absolutely.
machine.
Mate, he's going to be so unbelievable for fantasy for so many years to come. But
is he the number one pick? I know we talked about this the other night, and it's lasted in my head. Like when Kingy, you and I were talking about the other day, could he go number one next season? And when you see things like this, you're like, you can see people taking him number one next year.
Mate, I'll tell you what, when Kingy said it, I literally went, you know what? I have so much respect for Kingy and how good of an analyst he is and how much work he puts into this. And I just went, I was thinking about it also in my head, but you know, when like Kingy says something, you just go far out, it just unlocks another thing in your head and you kind of go, it's bang on. I dead set can see him being number one. Again, I've always said it. If he gets, I'm iffy on it, but if he gets an actual good point guard to play with, then I'm all for it. None of this point bullshit of so hard.
Hold on. I don't want to. No. So hard. Move that to the side. Him with Trey Jones has unlocked something the last 15 games since they've made that move. You're bang. If they had played that the whole year this year, do you think they would have been just more competitive as a whole?
Yeah, and Wemby would probably he's like, I think he's 9th overall for the year. Wemby would be at like 5th because they just have to learn how to play with him, and they just need that point guard. Trey Jones is a serviceable point guard, but if they get a good point guard, shit's over. Wemby is just going to dominate. Imagine Freddie VanVleet went to the Spurs instead of the Rockets.
Oh my god!
Fucking hell! It'd be unbelievable. But either way, we digress. Last time they played, Spurs actually beat the Lakers 129 to 115. There was no Anthony Davis in that game, which there may not be today. Devin Vassell went for 36. LeBron had a massive game as well. Pickups wise here, Jay, do you like anything? Because I'm not really liking it.
I'm not liking it. The probable decision, I think this is now the time where we can't mess about if we're the Los Angeles Lakers. If just as an organization, we've got to stop mucking around with questionable tags on Anthony Davis. We have to play towards the playoffs. We are now, we're in a fight for our lives for this season. Now, either you write this season off because, like Kendrick Perkins said, there's a superstar on the way. Mark my words, there's a superstar on the way. I'm not Shams. I'm not whoever. There's a superstar on the way. Yeah, there probably could be. There probably could be a Trae Young or someone out there. We mentioned it the other night. Like, these are the names that are starting to get out there, especially with it coincides with the rumors of the Hawks now magically appearing to want to get rid of Trae Young. And they've never wanted to do that before. Hell, Trae Young on the Spurs.
Oh, yeah. Fucking hell.
With the amount, man, I'm actually leaning for Trae Young on the San Antonio Spurs next year because I would love to see Trae play with Wemby. And with the range,
be unreal.
My thing earlier is I'm just thinking about the teams. Like, look at what San Antonio could give up. They're in a tank race. They could give up their first next year in a draft that we're all not convinced too much about. This might be a bit of a hot take, but I want the Spurs to get Trae Young. You look at the size that they build around them. You've got Vassell, you've got Sohan, you've got Keldon Johnson. You know, you've got some young, rangy guys out there who can do some work with the ball in their hands off Trae to support him. Trae can work off ball, be the on ball. The lob threat of Trae Young in Victor Wembanyama would, without a doubt, be one of the most elite and unstoppable forces in basketball.
Oh, yeah, and that makes Spurs massively, massively watchable. That would be 100%. Prime time every single game, even though they already are. Caveat. I do have one pickup for this game, but it does rely on Anthony Davis. If Davis doesn't play, Jackson Hayes will have to play. With Wood also out, and same as Vanderbilt. So Jackson Hayes can get some points and some rebounds. He's still going up against Wemby. That means Wemby would eat. But Hayes would be, I think he'd be able to get you, I'd say 12 and 8, roughly. That's pick upable. So that's if Davis is out, but I know it's the last game of the day. So 3 hours behind the first game. So you may not even have that chance, but because Davis probably won't be set until about 10 minutes before the game. So
I will say this though. I will say this one. We can go for 15 points. Either way, I think we can go D'Angelo Russell for 15.
Okay, if you want to go D'Lo for 15, what I was more looking at is probably taking if Lakers are -10 favorites, I don't mind the Spurs at the handicap plus, we can go there and handicap and plus and probably like 14 and get it like $1.50. I don't mind that.
Pick our own line.
Yeah, under handicaps. You take the Spurs plus
handicaps. Pick my own line. Don't mind if I do. Spurs. Oh wow, up to 16.5 is $1.35.
Yeah, take that. Absolutely. Yep. I like that. Maddie, does Pat Williams news help Drummond at all going forward? Yes, it does. But the Bulls have shown that they will play Vooch and Drummond together, but when it's against a team with two other big lineups. So i.e. the Cavs, Mobley and Allen, the Wolves, Towns, Gobert, that kind of thing. That's when they go for the starting lineup of Drummond and Vooch. And that's when it does help Drummond's his stat lines going up, and either Dosunmu or Caruso go to the bench off of that. So that's it. That's the only way that it helps Drummond. Drummond obviously gets the bigger minutes when they need like the bigger bodies to go against bigger opposition, but it's only on a game by game basis kind of thing.
I agree. And also I'm adding in this one. Can we just say Devin Vassell for assists? He has gone for 7, 6, 6, 4, and 4. Can we not knock? Can we not knock? 4's paying $1.38.
If you feel comfortable with it, you can go for it. I think I'm all right.
I don't want to make you uncomfortable. This is a consensual podcast.
Okay. No, I'd rather not go super far on that one, just in case Davis does play. Devin Vassell's so up and down.
Well, then we have a lock. We've done all our games. Let's go through. So the big heat check multi, the biggest parlay in all of fantasy sports by the end of each one on a 10-game day. We've got Tobias Harris for 4 rebounds. We've got Donovan Mitchell at 25 points. We've got the Atlanta Hawks at $1.30. Trae Young, 10 assists, $1.35. We've got the Heat or Pels, either team for 8 points or less at $1.81. We've got the Phoenix Suns at $1.61. Kevin Durant for $1.08. The OKC Thunder for the win. Jalen Williams in that game to get 4 assists at $1.29. We've got the Los Angeles Clippers and Kawhi Leonard to get 20 points. We've got the Nugs. We've got the Cavs. We got the Warriors for a win. We got Steph Curry.
Cavs.
What was that? We picked the Cavs?
No, don't put Cavs in for the win.
Oh, Cavs are out for the win.
Yeah, that's don't put them in for the win. No.
They're not in. They'll win. They will win. They will beat Philadelphia. I'm confident. I'm confident in your team, Skiddy. And your team, I'm confident.
Well, we lost them last time, so no. I'm not putting that in there. And it's in Philly, so no.
And we don't know about Donovan Mitchell yet. Golden State Warriors for the win. Steph Curry for 25 points. And Edwards for 25 plus points. Aaron Gordon, not Gordon Hayward. Aaron Gordon for 6 rebounds. The Spurs, 18.5 point. That is paying.
Like it.
That is paying $163.
Beautiful. Love that. That's also brought to us by Bonus Bank. Absolute legends of what they do. And make sure you use the promo code Insight for 25% off your first month. So they are absolute legends. So
and if you want to learn how to do that match betting, like right now on Sportsbet, if you want to put a same game parlay multi together through Sportsbet, you can get a refund back of your purchase up to a certain amount. Bonus Bank lets you know which one of the options are good for you, how to make the most out of that. How did you get a reward from that? Learn how to maximize your punting by getting onto Bonus Bank and using that promo code Insight for 25 months off your premium subscription. Skiddy, I'm hitting it. How much are we putting on? $5.55 to make it a nice even one. There we go.
Yeah, right.
Because we have some extra money left over. $743 for the day.
Lovely. That sounds like a good day. That's like a couple of slabs to me, mate.
Nice, beautiful whiskey. My friend, thank you so much. What's on for your weekend?
I've got some housework around to do. I've got some footy to watch. I've got some NBA to watch. I have got, if anyone is interested in football, myself and the Big Horse and hopefully Herbie will be doing an AFL pod tomorrow night live, recapping all the match simulation matches leading into practice games. So there's all that. And then how about you, G Wizzle? What's on for yours?
Mate, I am going to watch some NBA action. My in-laws are here. The baby boy is inside. The little fella, he's looking adorably up at his mama bear. He's got some yogurt and some cereal, and he's going to have some breakfast. So I'm going to do that, going to do some housework. And then I'm off to Taylor Swift tonight.
Oh, my God.
I got my Swifty bracelets. I got my Swifty bracelets ready. I got a couple of the bad boys ready.
My brother flew from Melbourne to Sydney today purely just to go see Taylor Swift because he.
Your brother's here tonight.
Yeah, he's going to be at the concert as well.
Mate, Kale?
Yeah.
Oh, mate, let him know. Okay, I'll say I'll have a beer with Kale tonight.
He's got it's 9 o'clock there, so he's got probably about 12 hours to kill in Sydney. So he's got to find something to do.
Mate, send him my number and I'll take care of Kale. I'll send him some. I'll go and have a drink with him at the stadium tonight. It'll be a hell of a good time.
Sounds good.
I get a little bit more Skidmore in my life.
Yeah, lovely. Hey,
I'll give him a friendship bracelet.
Oh, Jesus. Bloody hell. All right, Jay Wickle. It's been a pleasure,
Love you,
mate.
my man.
Good luck to everyone
Always.
For your streams and your punts. Love you all. Thank you very much for everyone in chat. You're all a bunch of absolute legends.
Always.
And see you all next week.
Make sure you like and subscribe to all things Inside Fantasy Sports and Inside NBA. Do all of the things down below. Do it. We'll catch you soon. Thanks very much for your time. Always a pleasure to you, Matty Carmody, as well. We appreciate you. Take care, everyone. Bye.